Hello, I'm Steve Shaw, National Coordinator of Football Officials and Secretary Rules Editor for the NCAA. And today we're continuing our series of media videos for 2025, and we're going to be featuring game action from Week 10. Now, as we look at our game time averages for teams in FBS, one thing is worthy of note. Individual teams' game times vary greatly because of the diversity in styles of play in NCAA football. That makes our game great. But our overall average game time so far in 2025 is 3 hours and 23 minutes, and that's up 1 minute over last year's average, and that's something we'll continue to watch. With that, let's get on into our plays.
Our first play this week, the home team just scored to take a 1-point lead in the fourth quarter, and they're going to go for two to make it a 3-point game. Now the quarterback, he takes the snap, drops back, throws, and then total darkness. The lighting operators turned off the lights. Now, it appears the offense caught the ball in the dark, but the officials are going to get together and discuss the play, and then we get an announcement from our referee.
The rule on the field is that the light went out in the middle of the play. The try will be replayed.
So what are the rules in play here? Well, first, the audio, visual, and lighting system operators are all subject to the rules, and as a part of our unsportsmanlike conduct rule, persons that are subject to the rules cannot create any noise or distraction that prohibits a team from hearing their signals or obstructs play, and clearly turning the lights off obstructs play. Now, the penalty states for this unsportsmanlike act that the referee may take any action they consider equitable, including repeating the down, assessing a 15-yard penalty, awarding a score, or suspending or forfeiting the game. I support the action by the referee here, and even though the home team caught the ball, maybe the defenders couldn't react. And if it would have been the other way around, the visitors trying a 2-point conversion and the home team turning the lights off, the referee could have awarded the 2 points for the visitors. Now, we've had these lights off issues before, but this is something the Rules Committee will discuss in the offseason. Play 2, we see that the kickoff team is setting up at the 50 after a carryover personal foul penalty by their opponents on the touchdown play. And that 15-yard penalty moves the ball from the normal kickoff spot of the minus 35-yard line out to the 50. Now we see the kick, it lands in the field of play, and it's going to go out of bounds without being touched by the receivers, and that's a foul. Now normally we just think for a kick out of bounds, the receiving team can take the ball, put it in play at the 35-yard line. But the rule allows a choice for the receiving team. When we have a kickoff out of bounds, they can push the kicking team back 5 yards and have them re-kick. So in this case, it would be at the minus 45. Or they can put the ball in play 30 yards beyond the kicking team's restraining line. And since the kick was from the 50, 30 yards beyond that line would have the receivers putting the ball in play at the 20-yard line, and that's what they elect to do here. So just a reminder, for kickoffs out of bounds, the receivers have a choice to put the ball in play 30 yards beyond the kicker's restraining line. Play 3, we get a kickoff, and it's a good one. The receiver's going to catch the ball deep in his end zone, but he elects to bring it out. Now he makes a cut, then there's a big hit, the ball comes loose, and the kicking team recovers. Now there's a flag down on the play for holding by the receiving team, and the kickers will decline the penalty and keep the ball. Now replay is going to come in to review for potential targeting, and as we see the hit, the runner is not defenseless, but number one of the kicking team, he lowers his head, he attacks, and he attacks the return man with the crown of the helmet. So replay can confirm all aspects of targeting, and they create this targeting foul from the booth, and number one is disqualified. Now, since there was a live ball holding by the receivers, and now we have a live ball targeting by the kicking team, we have offsetting fouls. And anytime we have live ball fouls by both teams, the foul's offset and the down is repeated. Now, there is an exception, and that is when there's a change of team possession during the down and the team last gaining possession had not fouled before gaining possession, they can refuse offsetting fouls and retain possession of the ball after the completion of the penalty for its foul. But here, the kicking team's targeting foul was before they recovered the ball, so they had fouled before gaining possession. We say they did not get the ball with clean hands. So this exception does not apply. They cannot refuse offsetting fouls. So we'll repeat the down and kick off again. Play 4, the quarterback hands to the back. He's going to turn the corner around right in. He gets upfield, and then there's a big hit by number 14 of the defense, and the side judge is going to throw a flag for targeting against number 14. Now, replay is going to review this, and as we go back and take a look, we see that number 23 is a runner, not defenseless, so a crown of the helmet hit is the only possible targeting foul we could have here. And we see both players lower their head, but the defender, he lowers his head, he attacks the ball carrier, so there's an indicator of targeting, but he's going to get his head out front. There's no contact with the defender's crown of the helmet, so replay is going to take the targeting off, and number 14 can stay in the game. Now, we've gotten questions, what about the ball carrier lowering his head here? Why not targeting on him? And remember, you must have an indicator of targeting, and that includes an attack of the opponent. And here, the ball carrier, he's lowering his head to brace for contact and to gain extra yards. He's not attacking the defender, so there's no targeting for either player in this situation. Play 5, we see the offense is at the line, calling signals, and the umpire stops the play and comes straight to the referee, and then we're going to get an announcement from our referee.
Delay of game on the defense, number 1, clapping. That's a 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Now, as a part of our point of emphasis to line of scrimmage infractions, the Rules Committee reserved the clap as a starting signal for the offense, and if the defense claps, it is a disconcerting signal and a 5-yard penalty. And we can see clearly number 1 is clapping here just before the snap. This is a foul. Now, as part of this rule, the terms move and stem are reserved for the defense and cannot be used as a starting signal for the offense. But this was a correct call for disconcerting signals by the defense. Our last play this week, we're going to get a surprise onside kick. And the kicker pops up the ball in the air. The ball goes right to 10 yards, and the receiver and the kicker go up to catch the ball. They collide together, and the kicking team player comes down with the ball. Now, we have a flag down by our side judge, and he has a foul for kick-catch interference. And as we go back and take a look, we can see that the kicker, he does pop the ball straight up into the air, and the receiver is in position to make the catch here, and so he must be given an unimpeded opportunity to catch the kick. And here, number 16 didn't give that receiver this opportunity to complete the catch. So it's a correct call for kick-catch interference, and the receivers will get the ball 15 yards beyond the spot of the kick-catch interference foul. Now, the receiver did give a fair catch signal here, but he'd be given this opportunity to complete this catch whether he signals or not. And the ball was kicked straight up in the air here, but this protection also applies if the kick is immediately driven into the ground, it strikes the ground once and goes up into the air in the manner of this kick, then the receiver gets protection. Now, if the kick is a roller, if it strikes the ground more than once and then bounces high in the air, it's a free ball after it's gone 10 yards. Well, that's it for our plays this week. I hope they've been helpful, and we appreciate your comments and feedback. That helps us script future videos. And as we drive deeper into November, every game and every play matters. Best of luck to all.